Have you ever looked at an old photo of yourself and felt like you were staring at a completely different person? Really think about it. Have you ever stumbled upon a picture from years ago and thought, "Who was that? I barely recognize them." Maybe the way you smiled was different. Maybe the way you saw the world was different. But here's the most mind-bending part. That past version of you, the one that once felt so real, now feels like a distant memory, almost like it belonged to another timeline. And what if I told you that this isn't just nostalgia? It's proof that reality is not as fixed as you think. Because the truth is, reality isn't something you just see. It's something you shape. Right now, as you're watching this, you're living in a version of reality that's entirely constructed by your beliefs, emotions, and subconscious programming. But here's the game-changing question. What if you could actually shift it? What if you could bend reality itself, just like adjusting the lens of a camera? Stay with me, because in this video, we're diving deep into the science and spirituality of reality bending. And by the end, I'll share a powerful method that can rewire your perception, allowing you to shift your reality in ways you never imagined. This isn't just philosophy, it's backed by neuroscience and quantum physics. So if you're ready to take control of your reality, keep watching. Let's begin. Before we talk about how to bend reality, we need to expose one of the biggest lies humanity has ever believed: the illusion of a fixed reality. Most people think the world around them is solid, unchanging, something that simply happens to them. But science has already proven that this is false. Let's start with something so mind-blowing, it might change the way you think forever. Your brain receives around 11 million bits of information every second, but you can only consciously process about 50 of them. Yes, out of millions of data points surrounding you right now, your mind is only letting in a tiny fraction. Now let me ask you something: who decides which 50 bits of information you notice? The answer is simple: your subconscious programming. That means you are not seeing reality as it truly is. You're seeing the version your mind has been trained to notice. Here's a real-life example. The two people, one reality experiment. Imagine two people walking into the same party. The first sees opportunity, fun, and connection. The second sees awkwardness, rejection, and discomfort. Same event, completely different realities. Why? Because their minds act like filters, shaping what they experience based on their past conditioning. And here's where it gets even wilder. Quantum physics proves that reality itself isn't fixed. You've probably heard of the double-slit experiment, right? If not, here's what you need to know. Scientists discovered that the mere act of observing something changes how it behaves. Think about that for a second. Reality literally shifts depending on whether or not you're watching. This means you're not just a passive observer of life, you're an active creator of it. So if your perception shapes your world, the question becomes, how can you start controlling what you perceive to bend your reality in your favor? Let's get into the 3 steps that make this possible. Step 1. Change your internal filters. Remember, your subconscious decides what you see. The key to bending reality is reprogramming that filter. It's controlled by something in your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS. This part of your brain decides what information you focus on. So if you want to shift your reality, you must consciously program your RAS to start noticing new things. Here's how to hack your brain's filter. Instead of saying, "I never have good luck," ask yourself, where is luck already showing up in my life? Instead of saying, "I'm stuck," ask, what's one thing I can change today? This tiny mental shift literally retrains your brain to start noticing new opportunities, new solutions, and new possibilities. The more you do it, the more your outer world shifts to match your inner focus. Step 2. Use the neuroscience of visualization. Studies show that visualizing an experience activates the same neurons as actually living it. That means your brain can't tell the difference between something real and something vividly imagined. Here's an example: athletes who train with their minds. In one study, basketball players were split into two groups. One group practiced free throws physically, while the other only imagined practicing. The result? Both groups improved almost the same amount. This means that when you visualize your goal as if it's already happening, your brain treats it as real. So close your eyes. Visualize your goal as if it's happening right now. Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Feel it deeply. The stronger the emotion, the faster the manifestation. This is how reality starts shifting in your favor. Step 3. Reprogram your subconscious with affirmations. Remember, about 95% of your life is controlled by your subconscious mind. If you don't reprogram it, you'll keep living out the same patterns. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research on epigenetics proves that your repeated thoughts literally rewire your biology and mindset. So how do you use affirmations effectively? Use the present tense. I am already living my highest reality. Make it emotional. Feel the words in your body. Repeat daily with conviction. You are already bending reality whether you realize it or not. Here's the truth. You are not just a passenger in this world. You are the navigator. Every day with every thought and belief, you're shaping what comes next. The real question is, what version of reality will you choose to step into? What if I told you your reality isn't something happening to you, but something happening through you? Think about that for a second. Everything you experience, your relationships, your finances, your happiness, is not simply a reaction to the outside world. It's a reflection of your inner world. And if that sounds too mystical, let's bring it back to science. Neuroscience and quantum physics now show that your mind is actively shaping what you experience every single moment. You might be thinking, wait, are you saying my thoughts alone are creating my reality? Yes, but not in the way most people think. It's not just about what you think. It's about what you expect, what you believe, and what you emotionally tune into. We tend to think of our eyes like cameras, simply recording what's around us. But that's not true at all. Your brain isn't recording reality, it's assembling it. Here's what I mean. The neuroscience of reality creation. Every second, your brain is bombarded with millions of bits of data, but it can only process about 50 bits at a time. That means your mind filters out more than 9% of the world around you, only letting in what it believes is important. And what your brain decides is important is determined entirely by your past experiences, beliefs, and subconscious programming. Let me give you a real-life example, the new car phenomenon. Have you ever bought a new car and then suddenly started seeing that exact same car everywhere you go? That car was always there. The difference is that your brain wasn't filtering it in before. Your reticular activating system, or RAS, had been programmed to ignore it. Now apply this to your entire life. If you believe opportunities are rare, your brain filters reality to confirm that belief. If you believe money flows easily, your brain starts noticing ways to attract it. Whatever your subconscious expects to see, it will find. That's why two people can live in the same city, in the same economy, with the same resources, and yet one sees endless opportunities, while the other sees only struggle. Reality isn't what's happening to you. Reality is what you're trained to notice. But if brain science alone isn't wild enough, let's go even deeper into quantum mechanics. You've probably heard people say, Your thoughts create your reality. But how does that actually work? One of the most astonishing discoveries in physics is called the observer effect. Here's what happened. Scientists discovered that when tiny particles like electrons weren't being observed, they existed in multiple places at once like waves of infinite possibilities. But the moment someone observed them, they collapsed into a single, definite state. Now, why does this matter? Because it proves that consciousness influences reality at a fundamental level. Your attention literally collapses infinite possibilities into the one reality you experience. This means your expectations, beliefs, and focus aren't just influencing what you perceive, they're actively shaping what exists in your world. Think about that. At any given moment, infinite realities exist, but the one you live in is the one you expect to see. So if you could change your expectations, you could change your reality. Right, and that brings us to the next piece of the puzzle, how to shift your reality in real time. Now that you understand your brain filters your experience and your consciousness shapes, what happens? The next step is learning how to shift it deliberately. Let's explore the 3-step reality bending formula. Step 1. Rewire your perception with what-if questions. Your brain is like a supercomputer. It will always look for answers to the questions you feed it. The problem is that most people are running old, outdated software. If you ask your mind, "Why is life so hard?" your brain will automatically find evidence to prove that life is hard. Here's how to hack it instead. Ask empowering, what-if questions. For example, what if everything is working out perfectly for me? Or what if my life is shifting in ways beyond what I can see right now? Your brain will start scanning your environment for signs that things are improving. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's neuroscience. By reframing your questions, you trigger your RAS to filter for positive outcomes instead of negative ones. Try this simple reality-bending prompt each morning. What if today is filled with unexpected miracles? Then watch how your day begins to unfold differently. Step 2. Use the future memory technique. Here's something few people realize: your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a real memory and an imagined one. That's why, when you recall an embarrassing moment from years ago, you can still feel it in your body. Now, imagine if you could use that same mechanism to reprogram your future. If you repeatedly visualize your future self as if it's already real, your brain begins treating it as a memory. And once something becomes a memory, your subconscious starts making decisions that align with it. Try this. Close your eyes and imagine your future self 1 year from now living your dream life. See every detail: where you live, how you feel, what your day looks like. Feel the emotions as if it's happening right now. The more vividly you feel it, the faster your subconscious begins aligning your external reality with that inner vision. Step 3. Speak reality bending. Bending affirmations. Your subconscious is programmed through repetition, so the words you repeat every day shape your reality. That's why repeating the right affirmations spoken with emotion is such a powerful practice. Try saying these daily: I am already living my highest reality. Every day, new opportunities flow to me. I am a magnet for success, love, and abundance. Say them like you mean it. Feel them as if they're already true. Over time, your subconscious begins to accept this new reality as normal, and your outer world starts rearranging itself to match. Every emotion, every belief, every expectation you hold right now is sculpting what you experience tomorrow. Reality isn't something happening to you, it's something happening through you. So what if you could step into an entirely new version of reality? One where your dreams already exist. I know this might sound like science fiction, but neuroscience and quantum mechanics both prove that your mind is bending reality every single second. You're just not aware of it yet. Once you learn how to consciously direct this process, you'll never see the world the same way again. In this next section, you'll discover 3 things. First, why your brain tricks you into experiencing a limited version of reality. Second, the scientific proof that you are actively shaping what happens to you. And third, a powerful technique to start shifting your reality immediately. But before that, we need to talk about one of the most fascinating illusions of all. Something psychologists have been trying to explain for decades: why your brain lies to you. Let's start with a famous experiment known as the invisible gorilla. In this study, participants watched a video of people passing a basketball and were asked to count how many times the ball was passed. Seems easy enough, right? But here's the twist. During the video, a person in a full gorilla suit walked right through the scene, beat their chest, and walked away. You'd think everyone would notice, but more than half of the participants didn't see the gorilla at all. Their brains completely filtered it out. Why? Because they were so focused on counting the passes that their brains ignored anything unexpected. Let that sink in. If your brain can literally delete something as obvious as a gorilla walking through a video, what else is it deleting from your reality right now? Here's the science of perception. You are not seeing reality as it is. You're seeing it as you are. Your beliefs, expectations, and focus act like filters, shaping everything you perceive. That's why 2 people can look at the exact same situation and have completely different experiences. For example, someone who believes that money is hard to earn will literally overlook opportunities for wealth right in front of them. Meanwhile, someone who believes that abundance flows easily will start noticing chance encounters, ideas, and openings that lead to financial growth. Same world, different realities. Reality bends according to your focus and beliefs. Now let's go even deeper to the double-slit experiment, the scientific proof that reality actually responds to you. If you've heard about it, you already know how mind-blowing it is. But if not, here's a quick summary. Scientists fired tiny particles, electrons, through 2 slits in a wall. When no one was observing, the electrons behaved like waves spreading out in multiple places at once. But the moment they were observed, they changed. They started behaving like solid particles. That means the act of observation itself changed the behavior of matter. In other words, your attention changes reality. Think about what that implies. Reality literally shifts depending on whether or not you're watching. So what does that mean for you? It means your focus and awareness are shaping your world far more than you realize. If you're constantly focused on lack, struggle, or fear, you're collapsing a version of reality where those experiences continue. But if you start focusing on abundance, opportunity, and expansion, you begin collapsing a version of reality where those things exist. This is why shifting your focus shifts your world. Now that you understand that your brain filters your perception and your observation influences reality, the next question is, how do you take control of it? Let's explore a powerful 3-step technique to start bending your reality right now. Step 1. Train your brain to see a new reality. We've already seen that your brain filters out anything it doesn't expect. But what if you could consciously reprogram that filter? Here's a simple hack every morning. Ask yourself, what if today brings unexpected miracles? What if an incredible opportunity is already on its way to me? This question immediately shifts your mind into a state of openness. Your brain starts scanning your environment for signs that good things are happening. Try it for just a week and watch what begins to unfold. Step 2. The reality rehearsal method. Do you know how top athletes, CEOs, and high performers seem to manifest success so easily? They mentally rehearse it before it happens. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and a real experience. So when you visualize success, you're literally training your brain to create it. In one experiment, basketball players who only visualized practicing improved nearly as much as those who practiced physically. Here's how you can use this every day. Spend a few minutes imagining yourself already living your desired reality. See every detail, your environment, the people around you, your emotions. Feel it vividly, as if it's happening right now. The more real it feels, the faster your subconscious aligns your actions with this new version of you. Step 3. Speak your reality into existence. Words have power, massive power. Your subconscious accepts anything you repeat with emotion as truth. So if you keep saying, "I'm not good enough," or "things never work out for me," your mind will filter reality to prove those statements right. But if you begin saying, "I am already stepping into my highest reality," or "I attract opportunities effortlessly," your brain will start filtering reality to match those beliefs. What you say becomes what you see. Here's the truth. Your reality is already shifting according to your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. But unless you understand the #1 reason people fail, your reality will always snap back to the same old patterns. This is why some people manifest results effortlessly, while others struggle for years. Why some shift into new versions of themselves, while others stay stuck in the same cycles. So what's the real reason people fail to bend reality? It's not intelligence, effort, or luck. It's the hidden force that keeps pulling you back to your old timeline. Let's reveal what that is. It's something called homeostasis, the brain's resistance to change. Your brain is wired to keep you in familiar patterns, even if those patterns are painful or limiting. Here's how it works. Your brain sees change as a threat. Anything unfamiliar, new habits, new beliefs, even success, triggers fear and resistance. Your subconscious will try to pull you back to what feels safe, even if safe means staying broke, lonely, or unfulfilled. That's why you set a goal, but then self-sabotage. Why you start strong, but fall back into old habits. Why you get opportunities, but somehow always end up where you started. It's not because you're failing, it's because your subconscious is programmed to resist change. But the good news is, once you learn to override that resistance, you can shift into a new reality permanently. Think of your subconscious like a rubber band. When you stretch it, it snaps back to its original shape. The further you stretch beyond your old identity, the stronger the pull to go back. That's why people who manifest wealth often end up losing it, or those who find love sabotage it. They're trying to shift into a new reality while still being energetically tied to their old one. To break free, you must understand something crucial: the identity lock. This is the real reason you can't shift. You can't manifest a new reality while still identifying as your old self. No matter how much you visualize, affirm, or journal, if deep down you still see yourself as the same person, your reality will reflect that identity. For instance, if you secretly believe you're someone who struggles, you'll keep attracting struggle. If you see yourself as unlucky in love, you'll unconsciously sabotage relationships. That's why manifestation techniques fail for so many people. They focus on changing the external reality instead of shifting their internal identity. The real transformation happens when you stop trying to get something outside of you and start becoming the version of you who already has it. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Identify your current identity trap. Ask yourself, what identity am I still holding on to that keeps me stuck in this version of reality? Maybe it's I always struggle with money, or I never get lucky in relationships, or success is hard for me. These beliefs act like invisible walls, keeping you trapped in your current timeline. Step 2. Shift into the already have it identity. Instead of trying to attract something, embody the version of you who already has it. For example, if you want financial freedom, don't affirm, I want money. Act and think as if you already are financially free. How would that version of you think? How would they walk, talk, make decisions? Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So the more you embody it, the faster your subconscious accepts it as truth. Step 3. Rewire your mind with I am affirmations. Your subconscious takes whatever follows I am as a command. So use it wisely. Say things like, I am already living in my highest reality. I am the kind of person who attracts success effortlessly. Or I am a magnet for abundance, love, and opportunity. Repeat them with emotion, because emotion is what locks identity into the subconscious. Step 4. Take aligned action. Manifestation isn't just about thinking differently. It's about acting differently. Ask yourself, if I already had what I wanted, what would I do today? Then do that. Even small actions create momentum. The moment you start behaving as your future self, your external world begins to mirror it back to you. Think about this. The money in your bank account, the relationships in your life, the way people treat you, the opportunities or lack of them. All of it is a reflection of your energy, your beliefs, and your expectations. Reality isn't something happening to you, it's something happening because of you. You are not just a character in this story, you are the author. And when you truly understand that you gain the power to shift timelines at will. Now let's talk about the ultimate truth of reality, bending the one that most people completely overlook. Imagine sitting in a movie theater. On the screen you see the story of your life, your job, your relationships, your struggles, your dreams. Now turn around. Behind you is a projector. That projector is your mind. Everything you see on the screen comes from that projector. Change the film in the projector, and the entire movie changes. Here's the shocking part. Most people spend their whole lives trying to change the screen instead of the projector. They try to fix their money problems without changing their beliefs about money. They try to find love without healing their sense of self-worth. They chase success without first seeing themselves as successful. And that's why they stay stuck in the same repeating patterns. The secret to bending reality is shifting the projector, not the screen. Once you understand that reality is simply a projection of your own mind, the question becomes, how do you shift the projection? The answer lies in a simple 3-step process used by quantum thinkers, spiritual masters, and high-level manifestors. Step 1. Shift your default frequency. Your reality is a mirror of your dominant energy. If your dominant state is stress, your reality reflects stress. If your dominant state is abundance, your reality reflects abundance. That's why manifestation techniques often fail, because people don't shift their inner frequency. Here's how to shift it quickly. Identify the feeling of your desired reality. Is it peace? Joy, confidence? Start generating that feeling now before anything in your outer world changes. Hold that frequency daily until your reality catches up. The moment your internal energy shifts, your external reality bends to match it. Step 2. Collapse the old reality by detaching from it. Here's something most people don't realize: their new reality can't appear because they're still emotionally attached to the old one. For example, someone trying to manifest wealth still reacts emotionally to not having enough money. Someone trying to attract love still holds on to the pain of past relationships. As long as you're emotionally tied to the old version of yourself, you can't step into a new one. So how do you collapse the old reality? Stop reacting to your current circumstances. See them as temporary reflections of your past energy. Nothing more. The less attention and emotion you give your old timeline, the faster it dissolves. Step 3. Embody the new reality before it appears. This is the biggest secret of all: reality doesn't change first. You change first, then reality follows. Most people wait for the money before feeling abundant. Wait for love before feeling loved. Wait for success before feeling confident. But it doesn't work that way. You have to become that version of yourself first. Act like the version of you who already has what you desire. Make decisions from that energy. Train your nervous system to accept this new identity as normal. The more you do, the more reality reshapes itself around you. Now here's where many people get stuck. They try to reprogram their minds consciously, but their subconscious resistance pulls them back. That's why high-level manifestors use scientific shortcuts to accelerate the shift. Neuroscientists have found that certain sound frequencies like theta waves can bypass the conscious mind and reprogram the subconscious effortlessly. These frequencies synchronize your brain waves, helping you align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with your desired reality. Imagine being able to rewire your brain for abundance, confidence, and peace just by listening to sound. That's exactly what neuroacoustic technology does. It helps you shift your brain state so your mind naturally aligns with the reality you want to experience. Because your mind is the projector, and once you change the frequency, reality has no choice but to follow. So before you go, remember this: reality isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. You are shaping it every second with your thoughts, your focus, and your energy. Right now, you can choose to shift. You can claim it. Say it out loud. I am shifting my reality now. Because the moment you declare it, the shift begins.